Dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the
I'm
wizards.
sorry. Either I can't or he won't.
It's okay.
Like, I don't...
Hey, stand down. Keep an eye on him. Thank you.
I have him.
Him.
You know me?
I do. You're not the only one cursed with knowledge.
My only curse is you.
Iron Man. You throw another moon at me, and I'm gonna lose it. Stark.
You know me?
I do. You're not the only one cursed with knowledge.
My only curse is you.
All that for a drop of blood. You have my respect, Stark. When I'm done, half of humanity will still be alive. I hope they remember you.
Stop.
Spare his life, and I will give you the stone.
No tricks.
Don't.
One to go.
Where is he?
Did we just lose? Why would you do that?
We're in the end game now.
Welcome to the Mr. Screen channel. Stark becoming Doom is not something that happened by chance. Every action has its reaction. And here I will bring the story of a variant of the era that made Iron Man become an almost omnipotent being. Without further ado, let's get straight to the point. Stark's paradox destiny, written in time. The universe had returned to normal. Tony Stark's finger snap had eliminated Thanos and his army, restoring peace to the cosmos. But while the world celebrated, Tony felt no relief. He fell to his knees, feeling his body weaken. Each cell burned like cosmic fire, as if it was being torn apart into different realities at the same time. He looked around and saw his friends running to help him, but their voices sounded distant, distorted, like an echo of something that shouldn't exist. Then the world around him collapsed. Everything went dark. When he opened his eyes again, he was no longer in the rubble of the battle against Thanos. I was in another place, a laboratory, completely intact. And in the center, an older version of himself watched him, finally awake. The voice was identical to his, but carried a cold tone, devoid of the arrogance and sarcasm he always used to mask his vulnerability. Tony stood up slowly, feeling the weight of an invisible force on his shoulders. He looked around. Everything was strange, but at the same time familiar. Where am I? The other version smiled. Welcome to the end of your journey. The other Tony took a step back, still trying to process what he saw. Is this a time stone trick, or did I die and end up in hell? The other Stark shook his head. You still don't understand, do you? What you did by snapping your fingers wasn't just eradicating Thanos. You altered the flow of time, and in doing so, you created an anomaly. You, Tony Stark, became something beyond comprehension. The original Stark frowned. That doesn't make sense. I only used the stones to take out Thanos. How would that turn me into an anomaly? The other Tony took a deep breath, as if trying to find a simpler way to explain. Have you ever heard of the butterfly effect? Small changes can lead to unpredictable consequences. The problem is that you didn't make a small change. You redesigned the destiny of the universe. Tony felt a chill. And why am I here? What do you want from me? The other Tony approached, revealing a detail he hadn't noticed yet, his armor. It wasn't the Mark 85, but something completely different. A black and gold suit with circuits shining like stars. I am you, Tony, but I'm also more than that. I am the end result of all your choices, and you are about to become me, the curse of time. Tony felt his mind spinning. He always believed that time could be manipulated, but never considered that it could be consumed for him. If I'm you in the future, then what happened to me? The other Stark crossed his arms. With each time travel, each change you made to defeat Thanos, you accumulated fragments of reality in your mind. Little by little, you became something the universe could no longer ignore. The timeline doesn't know what to do with you, so it's trying to fix you. Tony felt a chill run down his spine. And how does it end? The other version smiled sideways. Two ways. Either you accept your destiny and evolve into something beyond human, or the universe gets rid of you. Tony didn't like either option. This is crazy. I can fix this. The other Stark laughed. That's exactly what I said before I became Doom Stark. Tony's expression froze. What? The golden armor glowed, and the other Stark raised his hand, generating a wave of dark energy that distorted the surrounding environment. I tried to fix time, Tony, but the more I tinkered, the more I realized it was futile. So I embraced my destiny. Now I'm the one who rules all realities. Tony backed away, his heart racing. Are you saying I'm going to become Dr. Doom? Doom Stark tilted his head. Not exactly. Victor Von Doom was a man of ambition, but no vision. I, on the other hand, I see everything. Suddenly the floor fell apart, and Tony felt his body being pulled by the vacuum. Doom Stark just watched. See you soon, Tony. And then everything went out. The end of the line, Tony woke up with a deep sigh, feeling his body shake. I was back in the Avengers laboratory. Pepper was at his side, holding his hand. Tony! Oh my God, are you okay? He looked at the ceiling, trying to understand if it had all been a dream. But then he felt something different inside him. An energy that has never been there before. And a voice in your mind. See you soon, Tony. He knew in that moment that nothing would ever be the same, and the real challenge was just beginning. Voices in Time Tony was still panting as he sat on the gurney in the medical wing of the Avengers compound. Pepper looked at him with concern, holding his hand tightly. Tony, what happened? You were unconscious, muttering strange things. Bruce thought it was some neurological failure because of the pop. Tony looked at his hands. They trembled slightly, but not from weakness. He felt something inside him, an energy that did not belong to this world. Pep, I think I saw something. No, you live something. Pepper frowned. What? Tony closed his eyes and took a deep breath. He needed to explain, but even he didn't fully understand. I was thrown to another place, another time, and I saw myself. The shroom fell silent. The distant sound of medical equipment beeping filled the room. What you mean, Tony? Pepper asked, her voice thick with concern. It was me, but different. I was wearing gold and black armor. I talked about things that didn't make sense, but at the same time they did. It was as if I had become something other than human. Pepper squeezed his hand. Tony, you may be suffering from post-traumatic stress. You used the stones. You were almost killed. It's natural for your mind to be confused. Tony looked into her eyes and shook his head. No, Pep. This wasn't a delusion. I felt every second of it. I saw what I would become, and it wasn't a good thing. At this moment, Bruce Banner entered the room holding a tablet. He looked hesitant. Tony, there's something we need to discuss. Tony raised an eyebrow. Ah, great, because I'm already dealing with enough existential crises. Bruce ignored the sarcasm and showed the tablet screen. Since you returned to consciousness, we have detected an increase in temporal radiation in your body. I have never seen anything like this before. It appears that you are out of alignment with this timeline. Tony's eyes widened. Wait, you mean I'm out of sync with time? Bruce nodded. It's as if your existence is split between multiple realities at once. I don't know how, but it seems like when you use the stones, something changed in you. Tony ran his hands over his face. Good. So I'm a walking anomaly. That explains why I saw that evil version of myself. Bruce frowned. What do you mean by evil version? Tony hesitated for a moment before responding. I've found a future where I'm no longer a me, where I'm something different. My name is Doom Stark, and I think I dominate all realities. Bruce and Pepper looked at each other. That seems... Bruce began, but was interrupted by a loud buzzing noise coming from the next room. The air around him trembled, and then a voice echoed in the room. See you soon, Tony. Tony froze. Bruce looked at the tablet screen, and his eyes widened. Tony! There's something here with us. The call of destiny! The lights in the room started to flicker. A noise of electronic interference filled the environment. Tony felt the air become heavy, as if he were inside an electrical storm. Then a silhouette began to form in the center of the room. It was him, Doom Stark. The golden and black armor glowed with pulsing circuits, as if it were a living organism. His helmet had a similar design to Dr. Doom's, but still preserved Iron Man's features. Finally, we are face to face. Tony took a step forward, trying to ignore the shiver running down his spine. Are you real? Doom Stark tilted his head. I am you, just more evolved. Bruce took a step back. That's not possible. He's crossing dimensional barriers like there are no limits. Tony clenched his fists. If you are truly a version of me, then tell me, what do you want? Doomstark raised his hand and a hologram formed in the air. It was a vision of the future. Entire cities destroyed. The sky dyed red. Colossal creatures emerging from dimensional rifts. And in the center of it all, a golden throne with Doomstark sitting on it. I have already conquered entire realities, but now there's only one obstacle left before I become the only true Stark in the entire multiverse. Tony narrowed his eyes. Let me guess me? Doomstark smiled behind his helmet. Precisely. The game begins. Tony looked at Bruce, who was still analyzing the dimensional interference on the tablet. Bruce, tell me you have a way to get rid of this. Bruce shook his head. This is no ordinary hologram or projection. He's here and at the same time he is not there. He is using a type of energy we don't recognize. Tony turned to Doomstark. Okay, so let's get to the point. If you want to eliminate me, why don't you do it now? Doomstark stepped forward. Because I want you to see. I want you to understand why I'm the inevitable future. Suddenly, he reached out his hand and a pulse of energy shot out from his chest. The surrounding space began to distort. Tony felt his body being pulled. Tony! Pepper screamed, trying to hold him back, but it was too late. The reality around him shattered like glass, and Tony fell into the void. Continues. And that is our story today. Comment here. Click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.